So we have another very special guest with us today, and it's none other from a man all the way in the northeast of England currently, and this is George Grant Jr. George, how are you doing? I hope you and your family are doing well.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Doing quite well, thanks, and it's a pleasure to be acquainted with you and get to know you a bit better. Firstly, tell us a little bit more about you in terms of, where were you born in the UK? Was it in the Midlands? Was it London? Was it the North? Whereabouts?
Yeah, so I was born in Birmingham, like West Midlands. Yeah, to be honest, I was born in the Midlands, but when I was born, I moved to Jamaica and I was quite young, um, for some reasons, and I moved back. So yeah, like I'm from the Midlands and I moved up north this June to Middlesbrough. So yeah.
Yeah, in terms of when you were on the island, did you remember going to school on the island, or it was just a few years?
Nah, it was just before like school started, because when I was younger, it was just my parents, and that's when they had just come to England as well. So they kind of sent me back to live with my nan for a bit while I could get on their feet. So yeah,
Okay, and just in terms of your Jamaican heritage, is it your mom's side, your dad's side, or both?
yeah, it's both sides. Yeah, both sides Jamaican.
Okay, great. And now a little bit before we get into the football bits, growing up in England, like in the Midlands, would you say you grew up with that sort of like a Jamaican culture in a sense, or more of an English culture?
It was more for Jamaican culture, like only learned how to speak proper English as young ago. So you know what I mean, and I still struggle with English, like with certain words and stuff. So like I would always say it's a Jamaican culture, but I'd say where I was from in where I'm from in Birmingham and the school I went to, there was a lot of like people with Jamaican heritage as well. So it wasn't really a struggle for me to adjust. You know what I mean?
And growing up within the Midlands, was it always football for you, or you also did other sports as well?
I mean, it's always been football for me, but I never really took football as serious until later on in life. Like, only started taking football serious probably like 2, 3 years ago. Um, but it's always been like obviously a thing where when I was in Jamaica, we play football all the time, our ball ground till it got dark, and then we'd come back because I go to Jamaica every year. So like it's always a thing we just do. But I just played football for fun before, but I just said maybe I can get somewhere in this, and yeah.
When you come to Jamaica, where is it that you normally stay? Where on the island?
Spanish Town, Sydney.
Okay.
And I stay at Sydney, and my nan lives in Bogor. So yeah, so like I stay around there at my nana's house and have some family in Tasman as well. So yeah,
Yeah, and us as Jamaicans, we have cousins scattered all across the island.
yes, everywhere,
Yeah.
every corner, even at Hanover, everywhere.
Wow, yeah, massive, massive family. So yeah, in terms of, the experience that you had in the Midlands, did you start off at a club within the Midlands, Birmingham, West Brom, Villa? No?
Nah, Middlesbrough is my first club, and I'm just grateful for the opportunity they gave me. And like, you know what I mean? I always said to myself, whatever club's give me the first chance, I'm gonna try and be there as long as possible. So I'm always grateful for that. But when I was playing football in the Midlands, I wasn't really bothered about playing for. I just played for fun. Like I'd play any position, like just for fun in it. So yeah.
I mean, tell me how, that sort of opportunity came about because you're from the Midlands and Middlesbrough is up in the northeast, quite a distance, so how did everything
Mhm.
sort of fall into place for you?
So I went on trial, a League Two team, Port Vale, because obviously I have someone that I know that played for them. He was like, "Oh, they're doing open trials, go." Then I went, and then they brought me on trial, but I didn't. Obviously, I used to play football for fun, so when it came to like playing football at a intensity, I didn't really enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't really as enjoyable. And then at the end of my trial, they said they didn't want me, and I was to be fair, I wasn't when I was on trial. That was my first like kind of organized football properly in it, so it was kind of a thing where I wasn't too bothered that didn't sign me because obviously I just enjoyed football for what it was in it, like the fun game it was. And then my friend said there's this like showcase team, and when you train there, they get you, they play tournaments and they can get you trials. So I signed up for that, and then I played a tournament, and then Norwich wanted me on trial. So then I went to Norwich. So Norwich was like my proper first academy trial, and then I just wasn't enjoying it as much. Like I think it was being far away from home and just like the kind of environment. I didn't like the environment as much as it is at Middlesbrough. So then my trial, I probably had like 2 weeks left on my trial at Norwich, and then I was like, and I got told by the guy that kind of runs the showcase team that Middlesbrough wanted me in on trial, and I didn't even think twice because I didn't enjoy at Norwich at all in it. So then I said I'll give Middlesbrough one more chance, and if not, I'll just kind of chill out and just play football for fun. Then I went Middlesbrough, and I like the environment a lot. Like everyone's everyone's so nice. Like if you make a mistake, no one gets onto you. Like especially me coming from the level I was playing at and only playing centre half for like two, well, 2 full seasons before this. So there's a lot to learn, and they took me in and that, and I can't, you know what I mean? I can't complain. So
Yeah, and I mean, how is life treating you in the Northeast? Because it's quite different compared to, down south, you know what I mean?
yeah, honestly, it's such a change. I swear down, like it's so quiet up here. Like Birmingham, like you could fall asleep to because I used to live on a main road in it, so there's just cars. I could fall asleep to that. And now I'm living in with a family in up here, so it's so quiet now. Like it's a bit, it kind of helps you stay focused on football a bit. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah. And just so, fans back on the island can be able to get to know you a little bit better. You are a defender, that's correct?
yeah, centre half. Yeah,
Do you dabble in other positions like right back or left back, or it's just been centre back really?
yeah, it's just be centre back. Yeah,
Okay. And how old are you right now?
I'm 17, just turned 17 last month.
Wow. You're born in 2005, is that right?
Yeah, 2005. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. The reason why I ask in terms of, eligibility of national teams under 17, under 20, and stuff like that. But okay. And, the experience that you're having at Middlesbrough right now, do you have a chance to like mingle with the first team or eat lunch with the first team or anything like that?
I wouldn't say like training wise. I think that's more for the second years, like because I'm a first year scholar, so it's more of a second year's kind of opportunity and under 23s. But we do tend like kind of bump into them, like um, and we used to eat lunch with them, but obviously when COVID came in, like they kind of separated it. So I joined after that. So, but we still do have like if you see our first team player, we have a little conversation or like you know what I mean. But yeah,
Growing up, what was the club team that you supported, or you didn't really have a club team growing up supporting?
is for me it's a bit of a sticky one. Like
Yeah.
it was obviously I grew up in the Midlands. It's always been Man United, like my dad's team in it. But Birmingham City is like my local team. Like so when I kind of go to some of their games or like Aston Villa, I didn't really like Aston Villa. Or I've always hated them from when I was younger. I don't know. It's a weird one in it, but I don't know. West Brom have been kind of a team that would go to games and stuff, but yeah,
Okay, yeah. The reason why I asked that because, as you know, a United legend is now coaching Middlesbrough, and
yeah,
I'm just wondering if you had a chance to, if not meet him, but just see him around the place and what the mood is
yeah.
like around Middlesbrough.
His first day yesterday, because yesterday was my first game back from injury. Because I injured my back, and then so I knew he was coming in it, and obviously growing up watching United, so I was in the boot room because I cleaned my boots before the match, and then the under 23s man just walked in, the other guys walked in, and then he's walked in as well, and then I was just like so like I started looking and I was smiling like, and then he goes good morning, and my smile even got bigger. I even forgot he said good morning to me. Like I was, it took me about 5 seconds to reply because I was that like you know what I mean. But yeah, like it was nice to see like someone that you look up to or watch your whole life in it.
Wow.
Mm.
That's just an amazing story. You said you
Yeah.
were you were cleaning boots. That's boots for the first team or for the under 23?
Nah, it was my boots
Oh,
just before the match in it, yeah. Cleaning my boots. Yeah.
And yeah, and you're talking a bit about your back. How is it now? Do you feel it's 100 back to 100%?
I'd say it's getting there. I feel like how it happened was just it was just so random, but like I've finally got back to fitness or match fitness. So now I'm trying to get like the sustainability to be able to play for 90 now. So yeah.
And of course, you said that, you are a defender. I'm just curious, growing up, was there a defender that you looked up to, or just a footballer that you looked up really, or that you said, I like what he's doing about, or, like a cult hero or stuff like that?
Mm. This is a bit of a a weird one, but I always looked up to what's his name, Damien Lowe. Well, it's not really a weird one, but you know what I mean. Like obviously, me and my dad, it was a thing where every time Jamaica was playing, we'd stay up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning watching matches. I also looked up to like Kima Lawrence as well. Um, Especially that freak against Mexico, and I swear that I'll never forget. I'll never forget the night when he scored that freak. I stayed up so late at night to watch it, and he went in, and the house we went mad. But I think now a player I look up to is probably like Rudiger. I think I like how he does. He doesn't care and he plays his own game. Yeah,
Sounds like you watch quite a number of Jamaica games, man. Making sacrifices, staying up 2, 3 o'clock in
yeah,
the morning.
yeah. Even when we played Serbia the other day, in that friendly, I was watching it during school because the match was during the day in it. So I was watching it during like first and second period of school. So I always kept up with them. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure sometime last month as well, we played Argentina. Did you have a chance to even
yeah.
look at the highlights of that game?
Yeah. I watched the highlights, but I couldn't watch it because the match was quite late. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you spoke about Damien Lowe and Kemar Lawrence. Is there any other reggae boy that you looked up to or currently look up to right now?
I used to look up to Randolph. His story was a good story. Like how he didn't really care what people said about him. He just played his own game. And when he was playing for Leeds, it was a good
Oh,
achievement to see a record boy in English football in it.
Rudolph Austin, yeah,
Yeah.
good player.
Mhm.
Yeah, and maybe you're aware, maybe not as well. The Midlands is such a hotbed for producing talents.
Yeah.
So a club close to yours, you could call them rival Sunderland. They have
Mhm.
Cuba Mitchell, who's from the Midlands, Jamaican heritage. Cameron Eubank at Birmingham City right now. So the Midlands is producing so much players, and of course Jamaican heritage players as well. Is there something special going on in the Midlands, or it's just a mad footballing city?
I think it's a mad football city. Like me and Cameron are good friends. Um, like you always. I think with Birmingham, right? This is everyone. It's a close place, and so all play football with each other. So like. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know. I think it's a football mad city, but we just all just enjoy playing the game in it. Like,
I mean,
yeah.
I saw the passion that you had when you spoke about, the Gold Cup and what Kemar Lawrence did and Damien Lowe. Is there any other Jamaica match that stands out in your memory that you really enjoyed?
You know what? I wouldn't say I enjoyed it, but it was the final that we lost actually. But I just remember just being so excited. Like I don't know, I've always supported Jamaica in like in matches. I don't know. I don't know it's because my dad just always talk about them or what. Like it's just I've always supported them. But I think that match stands out in my memory. But not for the fact that we lost. I feel like I was just proud in it because I think at the time we was at the first Caribbean team to get to the Gold Cup final. So I was just like proud in it. Like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I know you've been living in England for most of your life, but have you had a chance to go and watch them play live?
You know what? No, but I have trained with them. It was like this year, January when I went to Jamaica for 6 weeks. So it was good to see players that I did like, watch and stuff. I never really, every time I go to Jamaica, I don't really go around when matches are being played in it. So it's something I want to experience. It's a bit, yeah. Mm.
And what was it like training, with them in January this year?
It was surreal, I swear down. It was before the friendly against Peru. And I went to go talk to, I forgot what's his name,
Paul Hall,
about, I think it was, nah, not the other one, can't remember
Whitmore,
his name.
Whitmore, Tapa?
No, it wasn't Whitmore.
No,
There's
okay.
one that's in charge of something else, but can't remember his name, and he was talking about 17s to me in it. And then he was just like, "Oh, some of the lads that are training for the friendly against Peru are training. Do you want to come train?" And you can't say no to that, you know what I mean? So like, then I went to train, and I was so nervous. I tried to act like I wasn't nervous, but I was nervous, and then I ended up training well. Like, Kemar Lawrence is there, which is someone I looked up to. Damien Lowe was on the third day, but I went on the second day in it, so I didn't really get to meet him. But you know what I mean? Like, I even got to ask Kemar Lawrence questions, like, because after the goal against Mexico, he didn't celebrate for some reason. And then asked him why he didn't celebrate, and he was just like, "Oh, I don't like celebrating after goals," and that it was a good moment. And I got to meet Paul Hall and that, which for my dad was a big moment as well, because he always talks about that team that went to the World Cup all the time. So yeah.
And what was it like meeting Paul Hall? Was he friendly to you?
Oh yeah, it's friendly. He gave me some good pointers that helped me improve my game, like training with the team. Like and I messaged him the other day when he now he's leaving Jamaica in it, so we was talking about that. But he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, and I'm sure many people have probably told you as well to represent Jamaica, you're gonna need to get a Jamaican passport. So I'm sure with you and your parents, at some point you'll head down to London to sort out a Jamaican passport quite soon.
I had my Jamaican passport before my English one.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I've had my Jamaican passport my whole life, so yeah. I got naturalized in Jamaica, and then I got my English one after.
So you're ready to go.
Ready, I've been ready.
All you need is a call up and you're good to go.
100%.
Yeah, because you said you're 18, right?
17.
17, sorry. Yeah, so that means you're eligible for the under 20s and of course moving forward the seniors as well. So, once you keep consistency, it'll definitely fall into place there. So, I mean, yeah, you've spoken about, how life is in Middlesbrough right now. To the best of your memory or knowledge, do you know at Middlesbrough in the academies if there's any other person like you that have Jamaican heritage as well?
Yeah, there's two people in the under 18s team. Yeah.
Okay. You get a chance to mingle with them or talk to them about Jamaica?
Yeah, they're my two close friends, yeah.
All right. Do you remember their names by any chance?
Tyler and Rio.
Mm.
Uh,
Mm. Oh, see, Jamaicans are all over the place.
well,
Northeast.
yeah.
Yeah, time really flies. I mean, yeah, you spoke about, the experience that you've had at centre back. Would you say that it's your natural position or you feel you could, play a little bit higher?
I think it's my natural position. I wouldn't say I'm the best ball playing centre back. Obviously, it's something I need to work on. But I've played all over. I played everywhere. Like when you used to play for fun. But I feel like centre back was it's enjoyable. I just enjoy it. Like it makes me have fun because you're not just stuck to a certain role. Like you're doing everything. You're tackling, you're defending, you're passing forward, you're heading. Like you know what I mean. So
Yeah, I understand what you mean. And in terms of, your strengths, would you say uh, your heading abilities is a strength of yours, being able to use 2 feet? What would you say is some of your strengths?
I say a strength of mine, yeah, would be my heading ability. Yeah, uh, I think I'm good in the air. As I'm tall, I'm able to win headers.
Mhm. How tall are you right now?
I'm six. I'm six. Well, I'd say I'm 6'2", but a lot of people say I'm 6'3". So
Mm. Wow.
yeah,
Yeah. And men normally stop growing at 21, so who knows, another 2 more inches.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Is your dad tall by chance?
yeah. I'm not taller than him yet. I got I think an inch and a bit to go. So yeah.
Okay. All right. And when you see persons like a Leon Bailey and Mikel Antonio, Bobby Reed, Jamaican internationals in the Premier League, does that give you added motivation as well that,
Oh yeah,
Jamaicans are in the league?
yeah, 100%. Makes me feel proud a bit, like just seeing us like being happy to represent our own country and also playing Premier League. Like it's big. It's big. Um, like Leon Bailey, I've always been rooting for him since he was at Genk, and then he's finally got his big move to the Prem now, which is just like you know what I mean. It's big for us, and then obviously like Morgan that was at Leicester. he was the first proper one to do something big in the Prem. So it was like, you know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah, and somebody that plays in your position, Adrian
mm,
Mariappa, 10 years playing for the national team and played in the Premier League so many years. So I'm sure that's an added, motivation for you as well. Somebody that has been there, done that.
yeah, top professional.
Absolutely. Well, George, thank you very much for your time. Really, really appreciate it. And we'll definitely be in touch with more for
Yeah.
sure.